Hi Libra, I'm Brenda, and I'm here today to bring you your monthly angel tarot and oracle reading for November 2018. I want to thank you for your interest in my channel and for viewing, liking, and sharing these videos. As you know, this is a general reading, and if you want clarity and accuracy and answers to any questions, I welcome you to go up there and press that button, and it will take you to my website where you can see the services that I offer and how to either schedule a private reading with me or a Reiki session. So, I'm sorry, I apologize that I did not get videos out for the month of October because I was in Italy for most of September, the month of September, so I was not able to do this. So I've skipped over that, and now we're going right into a fresh start for November 2018 Libra. So I'm doing things a little bit different. You will be given 5 cards for that month, and then you will be given a clarifying card for each one of those definitions and readings. And then at the very end, you'll be given an oracle answers from our angels card to tie in and to finish up the reading. So let's get going, Libra. I asked my guides and divine spirit to send me the cards for you today, Libra. So I'm shuffling right now. Sometimes they make me work for it, but this time they're not. Here we go. We've got 4 already that have come out of the deck, which is beautiful, and I thank them for that. For Libra, let's see what the energy for the month of November for Libra is leading up to November. So let's see. This is an old deck, and I do have a new deck of my angel tarot, but I just always go back to the old deck. They feel so comfortable in my hand, and the new deck is very slippery, and so yeah. Okay, so let's get on with this reading, and I am also going to pull this card for the final outcome card in the Answers from the Angels Oracle deck. So I'm shuffling them now, and let's see what we got here. So usually this has to do, Libra, with a question that you may have wanted an answer to, okay? And it also may be a clarifying card for this entire reading for this month. So I ask that I get given this beautiful card for Libra. The message, here it is. So there's your card, my friend, okay? So, alrighty. And what a card you got. You got the success card, Libra. Beautiful. So we're going to see how this ties into our reading today and with the clarifying cards for each one of these tarot cards. So the first card you got is the relationship card, and you were given the 6 of water. And water cards have to do in the other decks as the cups card, okay? And this is telling me that you have been taking time on your own thinking about your past. There may have been a situation in your life that's made you take time to sit and think about and analyze and ponder on and contemplate. You're going way back in history to your childhood, and this may have to do with an individual that you may have had a parting of the ways with, and that you are still trying to sort through because you're trying to understand how this could have ever come to pass when what you had was this beautiful long-term friendship right from your childhood. I do see that there is a child involved also for some of you in this situation that came into this equation and this situation, and that you're going to be dealing with this child of yours. Or it could be children around you that some of you have living with you or around you, or children perhaps that you teach. Maybe you're a teacher, but I do see that there will be a child issue or children that you'll be dealing with as well. So you're romanticizing about the past. You're sitting there. You're taking time to ponder and think and romanticize about that. And you're trying to sort this out. So there may have been a parting of ways with a very close companion or friend in your life, and now you're thinking about how you're going to make this work out. Excuse me while I turn my phone off. We won't have that happen again. So that's quite an interesting card, Libra. Some of you will be sorting that out. Some of you, you know, about something that you're going way back to your childhood. Could have been a childhood friend that you've had, or the fact that you're romanticizing about how things were when you were a child and a kid. So others will be dealing with a child in their life and issues with children, or this may have to do with a child involved in this situation as well. Now, moving on to your second card, you've been given an air card, and this is the King of Air. And air cards have to do with justice and making fair decisions and choices determined around a situation and people that bring that energy into your life. And also it could have to do with dealing actually with lawyers, attorneys, and court cases. This is telling me that you're going to be stepping up. You're going to be stepping up to speak your piece. You're going to be stepping up, and you're going to do it with confidence. You've thought about this situation. Perhaps it had to do with this situation, and you've thought about it now, and you're going to continue to think about it, but I do see that it will come into play, and you will be stepping up to speak your piece, and you'll do it with confidence. I do see that you're collaborating with others, and you're discussing this, and you may be, those of you that are dealing with legal issues will be contacting legal assistance, perhaps lawyers and attorneys and that type of thing to mentor, guide, and groom you and give you the material that you need to do this, give you the confidence, setting that out for you. So I do see that some of you will be getting some professional advice with a situation. You have to know that when you're dealing with things like this, you need to be balanced mentally and emotionally, and that has to be taken into consideration. So try to focus on this situation, but do it fairly. Try to sit and weigh the pros and cons of, what you're about to do and the decision and choices you're about to make and how you're going to put forth this conversation and speaking your mind, okay, when you're up there on that platform. Now, next to that King of Air, you've been given a major card, and this is the Empress. The Empress, I always tell everybody, is the ultimate mother. the person, and this could be a woman around you, but this is Archangel Gabriel, who, is the messenger, who brings the beautiful message to us. And this is saying that, I do see things turning around for you, Libra. I do see things that are going to work out better for you as the month of November goes on, particularly around the middle of the month of November. And I do see that there is going to be abundance coming in, and they refer to it as lavish. So some of you, it'll be in the form of money. Others, it'll be in the form of time, that you need time to do things, and effort, getting recognized for the efforts that you've been putting into a certain situation and that you've been dealing with. This is all about you now being able to step out on your path and give birth to your dreams, being able to see the fruition of your labor and your hard work and your passion that you've put into a certain situation in your life. This is all about abundance coming into you because of the way you've been dealing with the situation, how you've been nurturing the situation and the people involved and yourself with this situation. Excuse me. I do see this as an improvement in the energy around you in around the middle of November, that you can expect things to get better. It's almost as though your angels have their wings wrapped around you and they're saying, it's okay, I'm here, and anything you need to know, I'm going to find that information and help you with it so that it's easy for you to have access to. Excuse me. The next card you've been given is another air card, and this is the Knight of Air. And the Knight of Air is all about, again, it has to do with making fair and just decisions and choices determined around a situation and people that are involved in it. But if some of you are dealing with courts and lawyers and things, know that things are going to start moving on now a lot quicker, because this knight rides in on his horse very, very fast, and he charges in. And you're going to find out that information and these events or this situation is going to start moving along now, but it's going to be moving along faster than you had anticipated it would. But when you're being given certain things to look over, I do see writing material coming into some of you, or an event that's coming in, it's going to show up bang, and it's going to be there. So you're going to have to deal with it ASAP. But the caution here is that you read over and you make sure you carefully review all your options before you jump in and you sign on the dotted line or you agree to anything. This has to be a collaborative effort. This has to be, all this information coming in, or dealing with another individual or individuals where you're seeing the whole picture and everybody involved is getting their say. Okay, so you need to review all your options that are coming into you right now. But I know it shows me that you're creative, and that's how this will come to pass. This is how these solutions will meld together, because you're very creative and you're able to look at the whole picture and figure out, okay, this, if I do this, this will happen. If I do that, that'll happen. And, you know, if I do this thing in the middle here and I bring a little bit of this together, then it should work out well for you. So I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I do see you're going to have to be like this knight, who is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, and tireless. These are the traits that you're going to be starting to show with this situation and dealing with it. At the end of the reading, the fifth card is the moon. And the moon is usually about, excuse me, I have to close my door. I'm sorry, but I need to close this door because my husband's in the other room with the big screen TV, and the volume sometimes tends to come through to the back of the house. So you've been given the moon, and that is your fifth card, Libra. And this is all about you going within and and trying to get rid of that dark cloud that's hanging over you, and knowing that, you know, the moon is such a big, huge, bright light and a beacon that it lights everything below it. The moon is huge, and you need to think that, you know, you can follow that light now. That, yes, there may have been things going on behind the scenes. Sometimes it's things that may have been taken away from us, things that we've lost. Someone's stolen something from us. Someone's deceived us. Someone has held a secret or spoken, defamatory about us behind our back. Sometimes that's what the moon means. But there may be events going on behind the scenes as well that could be helpful to you that you need to find out about, such as, you know, this event coming in with the Knight of Air. And so do your investigative work, check things out, make sure you know all the information before you jump into that event. Now, the moon, because, you know, it comes out at night, and often at night, our anxiety levels accelerate. For some reason or other, at nighttime that happens. Isn't it amazing how we're so elated, so happy, so able to handle situations that could be overwhelmingly stressful when it's daylight and when it's sunny? Then as the night gets dark and dark and dark, we start to feel that way as well. But I think a lot of that has to do with our physical and emotional energy starting to deplete as the day goes on and in the evening. However, you need to release any fears, okay, that are holding you back. Don't let fear lead you on the path when it comes to dealing with these challenging situations that some of you may be dealing with, okay? Or, you know, the gossip going on behind your back or whatever. Rise above it, because you're going to be able to follow and be like this beacon of light, like this moon, and rise above it. Now, with all these cards, I am going to shuffle again and give a clarifying card for each one of these cards for this month of November for you, Libra. So I'm shuffling now, and let's see what we can get for the Six of Water, which was your first card. So there we go. So you got the Four of Earth. So the Four of Earth, the Six of Water was talking about you thinking about and dealing with a situation, thinking about perhaps there's been a parting of ways, as I said, with a friend or a co-worker or, you know, a family member, whatever, or it could have to do with issues that you're dealing with, children. But if you are dealing with someone that you've had a parting of ways with, chances are that relationship went way back to when you were kids, and you're a push-pull situation right now, trying to weigh all the options, and there may have been a third party, and it may have been that child that put the wedge between the two of you and your friendship, and you're dealing with that, you're struggling with that, and it's difficult. It's very difficult to make choices or separate situations like that. So you've been given the Four of Earth, and the Four of Earth tells me that, and there's two different definitions of this Four of Earth. One of them has to do with the material part of our lives, because it is the material card. It is the Four of Earth. Earth has to do often with how we bring that material part into our lives, and that would it would also include our jobs, careers, and professions doing that. But it also has to do with our closest circle, which is our family or people we feel close enough to bring into that tribe and that fold. And this talks about money. First of all, I'll do the material part of the card. It talks about money, and some of you may be wondering why, you know, all of a sudden you had money and all of a sudden now it's gone. It comes in the door, goes out the window. So it's about pulling back a little bit and being careful with your finances, and perhaps just tweaking your budget so that you're not so short at the end of the month, or you're not so stressed out about worrying about money every month. But The other meaning of it is people go to work, they make their money, they put it in the bank, and they go home. And that's all they do. They don't do anything else with their life. And, you know, it's wonderful. But if you can't enjoy some little luxuries from all the labor and hard work you put in to earn this money, it's not serving you to your greater purpose either. Now, with the money coming and going very quickly and being frivolous, that means it shows me that you give 150% of yourself to everybody else. And there'll come a time when you will be depleted, tired, and feel resentful. So I know you're that kind of person, Libra, that you step up if anybody needs you. You're such a beautiful person in that department. But there comes a time where you're going to get tired and resent it. So I want you to know this is a warning. This is a card that comes in as a cautionary to say it's okay, Libra, to say no. You have that right. You have a life, one that you should be able to live and feel peaceful in. So if people are coming down on you, right, left, and center, and you're getting tired of it, you just have to step back, take a deep breath, and say, you know, I can't do this right now. Maybe you'll have to ask someone else. Now, the other meaning, when you go to work, you put your money in the bank, you don't do anything, this shows me that some of you have isolated yourselves. You've locked yourself within your, your home or, your favorite little place, your comfort zone, and people are missing you. They say, where is so-and-so? We miss this person. We had so much fun. Get out there, Libra, and start living. Open that door, take a deep breath of beautiful fresh air, and start living. Life is not meant just to work and not have some living and fun. That was a clarifying card for the memory. So this tells me, that you're going to be struggling with a situation, push-pull situation, the beginning of the month, and that in the end, I do see this Four of Earth as a good card because it's come in to give you warnings. So if you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, it's time to slow down. Okay? And if you've pulled back and you've isolated yourself, it's time now to let the forgiving come out if it has to do with this relationship and this child. So it's time to step out now and do the right thing for yourself and, and be fair about it. Now, coming in for the King of Air, speaking of being fair, the justice and judgment, and those things that come into play here. Let's see. Okay, the first one that hit the table, that'll be it. Well, it's quite ironic that, the King of Air talked about you stepping up on your podium and speaking your piece and being groomed to do this and to speak your truth and having a conversation with someone and trying to make things fair and just again. And the Six of Air came up, and this tells me that you are ready to do this, or you're very soon, and you've done the thinking, you've done the walking, now you're going to do you've done the talking, now you're going to do the walking. So this shows me that things are looking up, okay, and it will be the end of this difficult situation. So this is good. This is clarifying the King of Air with the Six of Air, saying that things are going to get better now, and expect things to get better, okay. Now, some of you, you may be either going on a trip or you may have just returned from a trip. And perhaps some of this energy is a residual of what maybe had happened, either before or after or during this trip. But for others, I do see that it's going to be a happy journey. And I do see you going over a large body of water. And perhaps some of you are going to be in a boat on a cruise. So it does show me that, you just feel like you want to run away and get away from this situation and just take a deep breath and de-stress. Okay, so, but I want you to know the meaning of this is this situation is going to improve. Okay, things are looking up. You're at the end of this difficult situation, and you've pretty much made your decision in how you're going to deal with it. Now, let's clarify what the Empress has to say here, and let's see what we can add in addition to the Empress card. So, there's your card, my friend. Excuse me. You've been given the Queen of Earth, and this shows me that you are, you're either going to be around someone that are coming in on your path, who is very thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. She's a lovely person. It could also be a man, but I do see a female energy here for some of you. And it could also be you, that you are this type of person, and you're sensible, and you're creative, and you're warm, and you're thoughtful, and you want to do what's fair. And that's what this shows me in this reading. Excuse me, in this reading for this month of November. Now, I do see that you're going to take a sensible approach. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but it's very dry in here. And I apologize for that. But I'm only human. And when I get talking an awful lot, my throat gets dry. So, let's get back to the Queen of Air. Queen of Earth, pardon me. And it is the clarifying card for the Empress for the middle of the month of November. And this is telling me that you are going to be taking time for people around you. You're going to step up now and you're going to speak to these people around you that maybe you've had this separation happen. And you're now going to step up the middle of November and you're going to take a sensible approach and you're going to deal with any challenges now that come into you in a kinder, more understanding manner. And I do see that this situation is going to turn around and work out. Because prior to that, you got that Six of Air saying that it's the end of that difficult situation. So there's not much more to say about this. I do see that things are going to improve by the middle of November if you've had dealings with people that has been very concerning to you. Now, going on for a clarifying card for the Knight of Air. And that's 3 air cards you've had with all about making fair and just decisions and choices determined around people in your life. And trying to do the right thing and, feeling better about it when you do. So here we go. There's your card. All right. So there's your clarifying card. Again, you've got another air with another air. And you have the Knight of Air here, which talked about this event and things happening very quickly again, coming into you and you having to look over everything. Now, the Two of Air is about people locking horns. You see that? I talk about this. And they're very two opposite people that have locked horns. And they're seeing a situation completely different. One person sees it this way. The other person sees it that way. And therein is the struggle that's coming into this whole reading, this whole month of November, that there is a third party that is getting involved in here. But 2 of you have locked horns terribly. And you're finding that difficult. And it's almost like neither one of you are willing to make a decision because one's saying this and one's saying that. And you've locked horns and nobody's doing anything. But I do see that things will change. Prior to that, I have seen this. And perhaps you've made amends with the third party and this second party is not willing to do that. And this is troubling. This is bothering you. So I do see a stalemate, but pretending there's not a problem isn't going to solve it. So one of you is going to have to just say, okay, if this is how you feel, then that's fine. I can agree to disagree, but we're not going to fight about it. But I'm going to do this because I feel good about doing what I'm doing, and you just have to either accept it or not. And let's not let it come between you and I and our relationship. So basically, that's what this is about. And this may be about you getting together with that person or people and bringing them back into the fold over what had happened with the situation. And the other one here is saying, not going to do it. I'm still mad. I'm going to grit my teeth and I'm going to lock horns, and that's the way it is. So I do see, Libra, that you're going to be dealing with that. But I do see that you're going to just say, well, that's fine. I can agree to disagree, and let's not let this influence what I do and how you feel. So let's go into the moon. At the end, your final card, your moon card. And let's see here. Alrighty. I need 1 card for the moon card. Thank you for Libra. So here we go. Sometimes you make me work harder than other times to get that card. That's okay. I don't mind. Alrighty. So here we go. The first card that came up. Well, there you go. You've been given the Emperor. So the Emperor came up, and it is a major card too with the moon. And I told you about the moon. The moon is all about you realizing that things are going to improve. It's a big light. It's a big beacon. Find out all the information you can that's going on behind the scenes. And then you're able to make the decisions and choices more fairly. But the Emperor is, is Archangel Michael, and that's victory. He stands there. He protects you. He holds the sword, and he says, we're going to get her done. And basically this is about you being, when it comes to this situation in the month of November, you're going to be more organized, logical, you're going to be more structured and more disciplined. Because I do see you are going to be the one that's going to pull away here with the locking of the horns situation and making that choice on your own without them collaborating with you and saying, okay, I agree. All right. But I do see that you have leadership quality, and I do see that it's going to be you, like this Emperor, who is head of the court and who has to make all the decisions on his own, that you're going to step up and do that, Libra. And I do see that that's how this situation is going to, the solution is going to come to this situation. Now, the final outcome card is the Oracle card and answers from our angels. And you got, as I said in the beginning of the reading, you got success. So that leads me to believe, Libra, that all of this that you're going to be dealing with the month of November will turn out, okay? This is going to be fine. Things are going to smooth over, and you're going to be able to take a deep breath of fresh air again and not be so stressed out or concerned about this situation that has happened prior to November. And it's just kind of overflowed into that month, and enough time has gone on where you say, you know, enough is enough. We need to smooth this over. We need to work this situation out because nobody's gaining anything from it. It's sort of a lose-lose situation until you can speak your piece, as it's said here, standing up on your podium and being able to confidently lay your cards on the table and have a discussion. So the main thing is, it's going to work out. Okay, Libra, things are going to work out in November, and or even, you know, it could happen a little bit later, but I do see that the flow of energy by the middle of November is starting to improve because you're setting up and thinking about it, about how you're going to deal with it, and then, you know, you deal with it, or you say you're going to deal with it, and then you come up to this little bit of opposition here with locking horns with this other person. But I do see that at the end of it, you're logical, you're a leader, you're going to take the situation into your own hands, and you're going to feel better about it. So that's your reading, my friend Libra. I hope that this brought some insight and clarity into some of your lives. This is a general reading, and it will not apply to every single person in the universe. But I want to thank you for coming in and watching my videos again, and I wish you a great remainder today and a wonderful month of November to look forward to, and know that things are going to work out for you, Libra. So please know that I'll see you in December. Can't believe I'm saying that. And I stand in that circle of light for you, my friend.